Majo John Madden. They call me Juanito in Mexico, where hopefully I will be returning very soon. Except my Google AI Gemini search tool just gave me some sobering information about why turnaround time on my passport might be later than I thought and that they predicted. So this is a note about not judging a book by its cover, including AI, including homeless people, including country people. The day started around 6 o'clock as soon as they allow us to smoke up on the fire escape at the Salvation Army shelter. I was standing there talking with Big John, 300 pounds, big country guy, 30 degrees or something like that this morning. He's out there in his t-shirt and shorts. And I said to him, John, you've got the encyclopedic brain around here. You seem to know everything you've ever learned. Can you tell me what I really already know? But I want to have a conversation with you about the meaning of discriminate in a bad way and to discriminate in a good way. And we had a monster conversation. And he said perfectly, he says, I wait and see what someone's like. I don't care whether they're black or white, young or old, homeless or affluent. I wait and see how they behave to decide whether they're useful to me or dangerous to me. I said, bingo, that's discriminating in the good way, to tell one thing from another. And I said to him, I discriminated against you when I first got to know you. I thought, this is one big, stupid country guy. And he's brilliant. He's fucking brilliant. Two of my other homeless friends, Jesse and Sean, were having a conversation just now in the cafeteria. And I wanted to butt in to say something about what just went on for me in an AI search. And they were having such a brilliant conversation about homelessness and about organizing for change. I just kept walking away saying, no, I have no place interrupting this conversation. And finally we were told to get out of the cafeteria, so they paused and I said, it's an honor to know you guys. And what I have to say is really important for me, but did not warrant interrupting the conversation you were having. And Sean said, it's a conversation that could get us in trouble. And I said, bingo, John Lewis, good trouble. Go for it. So one of the things that gets judged inaccurately sometimes is AI. God knows there's lots of dangers in it. But if you're standoffish with AI and not using it to your betterment, you're making a big mistake, because I use it several times a day to do all kinds of amazing things for me, including for one reason or another, I came out of that conversation with John wanting to do more research about the most famous lover of my life, Nancy Duffy, in Syracuse, New York. Probably of all time, the most beloved TV news journalist, who we fell for each other when she was interviewing me in my apartment about holistic health, when I was the local expert. And I pursued that with AI, learning more about her phenomenal life, learning more about me and my phenomenal life back there, where I did a 3-month intervention with the Syracuse, New York Police Department on stress management, where Nancy, who had been the press secretary for Lee Alexander, the mayor, for 19 years, got me a consultation to maybe be his personal stress management consultant. And he obviously liked it. He wanted it, chose not to do it. And then later was convicted of embezzlement or all kinds of charges and spent a whole lot of time in prison. And if I had been his personal coach, it would have been trouble for me. And Jim and I said, yeah, they actually scoured for anybody who knew anything about his background. You'd have been in their crosshairs. So they told me so much about Nancy, what an incredible person she was. And for me, who my 9 months in Nashville has been 6 months in hospitals with a terminal diagnosis at one point, 19 nights on the street, sleeping on sidewalks and driveways and abandoned porches, and a lot of time in homeless shelters, like almost 4 months here. It was enormous. I said, thank you. You had the details about Karen Franklin, who interviewed me on TV several times. You had tools for how I could find my interview on public radio, which got re-aired several times because they loved it so much. At this moment in my life, when I'm about to make a big discontinuous change in my life by going back to Mexico, so big that my buddy Tom Kilby says, "Are you up to this? You're still having side effects from all those nights in hospitals." I said, "Yeah, that's what I meant to do, and I can do it." But AI helped. That whole story, which I'll include a link to it, I came away from it going, yeah, that's who I am. I'm wanting to specialize now in mentoring young people, but I also say to old people like myself, hold on to your memories, man. The things you have done, the places you have been. My friend Chris, who right now is working as a waitress in a restaurant, but has been a famous, semi-famous makeup artist to important people, has been a top photographer with covers of several magazines you would know. Yeah, I say to her, remember that. Yeah, you had that fall and you've had brain damage that it still is afflicting you, but this is a part of who you are also. My friend Gretchen, who I had lunch with yesterday, worked at IBM and has lived in some of the same places as me, Evanston, Illinois, Oak Park, Illinois, Syracuse, New York. What an enormous person she is at 72. Mind-blowing conversation with her. Don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know. And when finally I did have a chance to interrupt, so early in my travels, when I left Asheville in 2020 and went to the mountains, a cop in Weaverville who was sent to throw me out of a gas station because the manager had banned me from the property for arguing with him about visa charges, which he admitted in an offhand moment. Well, we don't know how to process a refund. That's why we won't give you a refund. But he still had the legal power to throw me out. Reggie Ray, who is a legend among at least black cops, county cop down here, said, Reggie Ray, he's enormous. Everybody knows Reggie Ray. We talked for 45 minutes and it ended with him saying, it's an honor to have met you. Yeah. My hands are shaking. Sorry. It's part of the run-on from my renal failures. I have a tremor in my left hand. Don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know. You just don't fucking know. All right? Bye.